Dear God, we come to you in prayer today, thanking you for our many blessings. We ask that you watch over the players, coaches, officials, and fans during the game this afternoon, protecting all from injury and harm. Please allow a spirit of good sportsmanship to prevail today, and although only one team will be the winner of each game, may we all be winners in the game of life. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
And now for this Class AA championship game, let's welcome the Maroon Knights of Wheeling Central. Let's welcome the Wolfpack of Williamson. Introducing Wheeling Central's head coach, Jeff Kepros. Williamson's head coach, David Hatfield. For Wheeling Central, assistant coaches Terry Williamson, Dan Engelich, and Scott Bassesi. For Williamson, assistant coach Kurt Fletcher. The support staff for Wheeling Central, Kenny Fredericks, Tom Burgoyne, and Joe Donzella. For Williamson, support staff Richard Watson, Patrick Hairston, Nicole Marutis, and Kelly Booton. Your Lions Club host for Wheeling Central is Rat Thumb. Lions Club host for Williamson, Eric McAllister. And now introducing the squads. For Wheeling Central, wearing 32, Dan Metz. For Williamson, number 5, Chad Sizemore. For the Maroon Knights, number 24, Matt Donovan. For the Wolfpack, number 22, Richard Wright. Wheeling Central's 22, Steve Oliver. Williamson's 32, Chris Jesse. For the Maroon Knights, number 42, Anthony Savage. For the Wolfpack, number 30, Steve Smith. From Wheeling Central, number 14, Kevin Hendershot. From Williamson, number 23, Duke Jewell. For the Maroon Knights, number 4, Eric Koneski. For the Wolfpack, number 33, Billy Smith. For the Maroon Knights, 33, Lance Blankenship. For the Wolfpack, 34, Jared Fletcher. And now the starting lineups. For Wheeling Central, 5'8" senior, number 5, Lemoyne Jackson. For Williamson, the 6' senior, number 21, Gary Baker. For the Maroon Knights, 5'9" a senior, number 12, Tim Thomas. For the Wolfpack, 5'9" senior, number 10, Will Bradley. From Wheeling Central, 5'7" sophomore, number 34, Damian Saunders. For Williamson, 6'6" a senior, number 24, Chris Harris. For the Maroon Knights, at 6'3" a senior, number 50, Mike Donley. For the Wolfpack, a 6' senior, number 44, Chad Slater. And for Wheeling Central, 6'5" senior, number 52, Trey McDonald. For Williamson, 6'4" senior, number 40, Barry Baker. And now we ask you to stand for the singing of our national anthem by Meadowbridge High School students Jennifer Yoder and Lisa Wells.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars in the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets were clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's game time. The tip-off in 1 minute after we hear this message from John Deere. Your West Virginia John Deere dealer is rolling out some great deals for you. Right now, qualified buyers can own the new 30 PTO horsepower John Deere 970 tractor for as little as $283 per month. That's $283 per month for the power you need to work in the toughest conditions. Monthly price quoted based on 48 months at 14.5 APR fixed rate with 20% down. Your monthly payments will depend on the good deal you get from your participating West Virginia John Deere dealer.
Sports medicine is a fast-growing career path created by workout centers, expanded sports programs, and wellness activities on the job. Alderson Broaddus College created a sports medicine major to fill a growing need for trained personnel to manage and run sports medicine programs. At Alderson Broaddus College, students get a comprehensive program in theory of sports medicine and hands-on experience to deal with real-life situations. How can sports medicine fit with your career plan? Call the Alderson Broaddus Director of Admissions today.
1989 West Virginia Class AA Basketball Championship continues now from the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum. Once again, here's Fred Persinger.
We're ready to go basketball action. Quarter number one, Class AA State Championship game. Williamson and Central Catholic. The official has the basketball, set to toss it in the air. Tip controlled by the Wolfpack of Williamson High School. Chad Slater pulls it out of the air, gets it to Gary Baker. They travel right to left as you do your radio dial here in the first half. Chad Slater right wing, man-to-man quickly by Central Catholic. They dump it inside. Barry Baker's shot won't fall, but a whistle and a foul. It'll go on the Maroon Knights.
Started out with a little 1-2-2 offense. Tried to dump the ball in on the block to Gary Baker there. And I think we may have a little mismatch.
Mike Donnelly picks up his first personal foul. Barry Baker goes to the line. The 6'4" senior. First one is good with the left hand. On the season, averages 23 points a game. Barry Baker has not had a good tournament. He would be the first to tell you. He makes both free throws. Your lead is 2. And Central Catholic has the basketball. Tim Thomas, the pressure now by Williamson. Up the floor, they break it in a pass to Trey McDonald. He waits, gives it to Lemoyne Jackson, and the 5'7" senior point guard starts the offense in motion. Bounce pass left wing to Damian Saunders. He'll bring it back. Lemoyne around the circle. Tim Thomas, bounce pass, baseline. Mike Donnelly trying to go up, stripped away by Chad Slater. Right back in the hands of Mike Donnelly. Donnelly scores.
Williamson starting out in the 2-1-2 zone, playing McDonald tight inside.
And Central Catholic's Maroon Knights again, the man-to-man pressure. Gary Baker breaks it, gets it to Chad Slater. Chris Harris in the paint, turnaround jumper, fouled on the wrist by Central Catholic.
I think Wheeling having a little problem matching up inside here. They're spreading their Williamson spreading their defense out with a point, 2 wings and 2 on the block, and then interchanging on a pick down and ended up with Gary Baker inside, and he's got a 5'7", 5'8" man on him.
Lemoyne Jackson picks up his first personal foul. Chris Harris at the line, makes the first. So all 3 points in the basketball game so far this afternoon via the charity stripe. Wolfpack 3 of 3. They met in 1986. Wolfpack won at 48-46. Chris Harris misses the next free throw. It's 3-2, your score. 7 minutes left in quarter number one with the basketball. Lemoyne Jackson, Central Catholic, down inside. He works it to Trey McDonald. Good strong move to the board and score the 2 for Trey. Got loose on the baseline, and he scored the easy 2 inside. 4-3. First lead change, first lead of the afternoon for the Maroon Knights of Central Catholic. Right wing, Chad Slater with the basketball. One dribble, sends it top of the key to Will Bradley. They work it around, go inside. Barry Baker turns, spins, misses. Rebound, Chris Harris picked it up strong, misses the shot. On the rebound, the foul going to be called on Trey McDonald going over the back.
I thought Harris did a real good job that time shooting the ball and then stepping inside on Trey McDonald and got his own rebound and gets the foul.
Trey McDonald picks up his first. Very, very important that Mr. McDonald stay out of foul trouble, certainly for Central Catholic. Common foul occurred on the rebound. You'll give it out to the Wolfpack beneath their own basket. Gary Baker, the point guard, the trigger man. He gets it in to Barry Baker. They'll bring it up to Will Bradley, top of the circle. Bradley yo-yoing the basketball, picked up man-to-man by Lemoyne Jackson. Works it over on the right wing to Gary Baker. Inside, turnaround jumper, no good by Harris. Rebound control by Mike Donnelly for Central Catholic. Here come the Maroon Knights on the attack. Tim Thomas down the left side of the floor. Pulls up on the dribble, brings it inside the paint. Mike Donnelly turns, spins, shoots, good.
Donnelly could be a real key factor in this basketball game. And now we've got an offensive foul called on Gary Baker, and credit the good defense to Tim Thomas.
Thomas set him up that time. He got on his blind side and just stood there. I don't think Gary actually saw him. Just run right over him.
6:09 left, quarter number one. 6-3 your score. Biggest lead of the basketball game. Central Catholic has it, and they control the basketball. Tim Thomas sends it out near midcourt stripe into the hands of Lemoyne Jackson. Moves in top of the circle. Has his intended pass blocked away. Picked out of the air by Gary Baker. Sails coast to coast. Lays it off the board and scores. Gary Baker's first 2 points in the contest. 6-5. Wolfpack trails by 1. Central Catholic with the basketball. Damian Saunders left side. Leaves it there for Tim Thomas. He works it back to Lemoyne Jackson. Back to Tim Thomas left wing. Cross court. The pass comes on the right side. Damian Saunders thought about the shot. Now sends it back on the other side. Tim Thomas lets it fly from three-point range. Good. Tim Thomas. The good outside shooting was evident in the quarterfinal game. Did not get quite as many points on the perimeter yesterday, but today he opens up with a home run. 9-5 your score. The lead is 4. Belongs to Central Catholic. Williamson goes on the low post to Chris Harris. His shot won't fall. Trey McDonald is there with the rebound. Outlet pass. They get it to Lemoyne Jackson. The 5'7" senior hurriedly into the front court. Gets it over to Damian Saunders. Back it comes to Will Traveling. Will be the call on Lemoyne Jackson.
We're in a zone defense. Really shouldn't get called for the traveling call in a situation like that. Really no pressure on him.
Just tried to take off, got the quick stutter step in, and the official right there to call the violation. 5:05. We're in quarter number one, Class AA state championship game for 1989. Williamson and Central Catholic inside. Barry Baker turning, spinning, shooting, missing. Rebound, fought for, control by Donnelly again. He's there for Central Catholic. Whip pass up the floor on the bounce pass. Good thought by Lemoyne Jackson, but he led intended receiver Trey McDonald just a little too far, a little too low. It goes out of bounds on the turnover.
Trey McDonald was behind Williamson's defense, and it was a nice pass, but just a little bit behind him. So the idea was right. Got full court pressure here by Wheeling Central. Man-to-man, full court pressure.
Clock is moving. 4:45 left in quarter number one. Gary Baker with it quickly across the timeline on the dribble. Sends it on the far side. Chad Slater down in the corner. He'll work at top of the key. Will Bradley from there. Good for two. Standing on the line. Will Bradley hits his first two. 9-7. The lead is 2. Central Catholic has it, and they control the basketball. Trey McDonald helping out with the pressure in the backcourt. Gets it over on the far side. Lemoyne Jackson. Closely guarded by Will Bradley. He'll send the pass left wing to Damian Saunders. Inside they go to Trey McDonald. Goes up strong. Has his shot rejected by Chris Harris. And chased down in the corner by Will Bradley. Outlet pass up the floor to Chad Slater. Wolfpack on the attack in the corner far side. Slater pulls up. Trying to go inside to Harris. Stolen away by Trey McDonald. He becomes the point guard. Goes coast to coast. Misses the shot. Damian Saunders there to lay it home though.
Well, Will Bradley and Williamson team really relaxed in. He missed that shot, and nobody was there to rebound the ball.
Damian Saunders trailing the play. Put it back through the net for Central Catholic. 11-7 your score. The lead is 4. It belongs to the Maroon Knights. Chad Slater went all the way in. No one picked him up on the right side, and Chad Slater laid it over the side of the rim. 11-9. 3.5 minutes. Clock is moving. Trey McDonald now again helping out with the pressure in the backcourt. All alone is Tim Thomas. He dumps it back to Damian Saunders. They go far side to Mike Donnelly. His shot won't fall. They call the foul against Williamson. Williamson not getting back defensively.
Well, Williamson's in a little box press in, and the deep man committed himself to the ball side, left the whole weak side wide open. And, of course, there's Donnelly standing there wide open. They give him the ball, and he gets the easy foul. Good, he drew the foul in. Good move. Pump fake and got him in the air. And then he jumped into him.
Chad Slater picks up his first personal. Mike Donnelly up the line for 2, makes the first. He has 5 points in the contest again. Sometimes you can concentrate too much on one guy. In this case, Trey McDonald, and the guy from the weak side will hurt you. Mike Donnelly makes them both. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left in quarter number one. Exclusive Metro News coverage of the 1989 state tournament being brought to you in part by Beckley College.
Hi, this is Patty Campbell from the new Beckley College.
And this is Dr. George Balsamer inviting you to join the 2,000-plus students who made the new Beckley College #1 in Southern West Virginia.
#1 in new degrees for new jobs in the 1990s.
#1 with a new honors college.
#1 in new scholarships and new grants, including free education if you're unemployed or underemployed. Call us toll-free at 1-800-762-1500 to enroll now.
At the new Beckley College, you're #1.
Your West Virginia John Deere dealer is rolling out some great deals for you. Right now, qualified buyers can own the new 30 PTO horsepower John Deere 970 tractor for as little as $283 per month. That's $283 per month for the power you need to work in the toughest conditions. Monthly price quote is based on 48 months at 14.5 APR fixed rate with 20% down. Your monthly payments will depend on the good deal you get from your participating West Virginia John Deere dealer.
13-9 your score, 3.5 minutes left in quarter number one. Central Catholic on top. We mentioned in our pregame show that the last 7 years, one of these two teams, Williamson or Central Catholic, has been in the Class AA state championship game. You could really go back 8 years because back in 1981, Williamson was in the Class AAA state championship game. They were beaten by Princeton 51-47. They have a tried and true tradition of playing basketball in the state tournament on Saturday. Williamson with the basketball. Gary Baker quickly, 3-on-1. Over the front of the iron, bounces around, no good. Rebound tipped around, controlled by Gary Baker. We got a reach-in foul called on Tim Thomas.
Gary Baker was lucky then. He almost had over the back. They called a foul on Tim Thomas. And, you know, Gary Baker and Barry Baker, both of their shots are on the rim, or just not dropping. They're going to drop here shortly.
Lance Blankenship has checked into the lineup, replacing Mike Donnelly. Donnelly had a very productive 4.5 first minutes, scoring 6 points of the 13 for Central Catholic. Barry Baker with the basketball, top of the circle, works it to Will Bradley. Shot is partially blocked away. Good defense by Lemoyne Jackson. And out of the air, Central Catholic brings it. Far side, they work it to Tim Thomas, holding it high over his head, brings it back to Lemoyne. Bounce pass, Damian Saunders moves in, no one picks him up, dumps it inside to Trey McDonald, has it stripped loose, picked up off the floor by Barry Baker, whips it up the floor to Gary, he gets it to Will Bradley, and Bradley scores, cutting in from the weak side.
Excellent ball movement in by Williamson.
13-11, Wolfpack back within two. Central Catholic's Lance Blankenship, first shot of the game, misfires with a rebound by Chad Slater. He gets it up the floor to Gary Baker. Gary on the dribble with the left hand. Down inside, tries to work it. Chris Harris loose on the floor. Picked up by Barry Baker. Turning, spinning, missing the shot. Rebound to Lemoyne Jackson in traffic. Spins away from it. Gets across the timeline. They have them 4-on-2, but Chad Slater with a good defensive play.
You know, Fred, it's interesting to note. I didn't think this would happen, but Wheeling Central is beating Williamson back on, you know, they're beating Williamson's defense back.
That time they had them 4 against 2, and just the quick hands of Chad Slater stopped the easy shot as he smacked the basketball out of bounds. Central Catholic with it. Damian Saunders over on the left wing, top of the circle of Lemoyne Jackson. They're working around Tim Thomas, tried to get the bounce pass along the baseline to Lance Blankenship, kicked out of bounds by Barry Baker.
Williamson still in a zone, 2-1-2 zone, still tight inside on Trey McDonald.
Down in the corner, Tim Thomas with it for Central Catholic. Moves in, baseline pass. He gets it to Trey McDonald. Trey tries to go up. Chad Slater's picked up personal number 2.
Well, that time they run a little high-low. They brought Lance Blankenship up on the tee and moved Trey McDonald over on the block, and they dumped the ball inside to him. A little pump fake here, and he got a foul.
All the tradition that they have of being in state championship games, again, you go back 8 straight years, and one of the teams has played on Saturday. Neither team has ever won back-to-back state championships.
Well, that's interesting. I think we talked to Coach Hatfield this morning about that. I thought they had won, but he said no, and we looked at the records, and they haven't. So Williamson does have an opportunity here to be the first to do it.
Trey McDonald at the line for Central Catholic. He makes the first. He'll have another opportunity. 14-11. I'll tell you, the Wolfpack has their hands full this afternoon with Central Catholic, but Dave Hatfield expected that.
Yes, he did. He told us before the game his kids were not playing the way he wanted them, and, you know, Catholic is a good ball club.
No joke. They are a good ball club. Trey McDonald makes both free throws. 15-11. 2:10 left in quarter. Number 1 with the basketball. Williamson, they trail by 4. Right wing, they work it to Will Bradley. Back it comes, top of the circle. Jared Fletcher, who's checked in, makes the 2. Jared Fletcher makes the 2 for the Wolfpack. 15-13. Up the floor, Trey McDonald helping out with the pressure. They'll look to get Eric Koneski into the lineup for the Maroon Knights in the next dead ball. In the corner, Tim Thomas has it. Works it inside. Trey McDonald moving strongly. Has his shot blocked by Chris Harris. Gets it right back and takes it to the hole.
Nice effort quit by McDonald there. Got his shot blocked, grabbed it, stuck it right back in the basket.
Trey McDonald did not quit. He just kept going after it. 17-13. Back to 4. The Maroon Knights stretch the lead. Jared Fletcher, left wing, top of the circle. He'll work it now on the far side to Gary Baker. They go inside to Chris Harris. Can't get the shot off. Looking for help. Brings it on the near side. Intended to pass to Jared Fletcher. Stolen away by Central Catholic. 3-on-1. Up it goes to Lance Blankenship. Misses the shot. Rebound inside. Lemoyne Jackson very wisely going to bring it back outside. Boy, that's good heads-up play right there by Lemoyne Jackson. Did not try to take it up among the trees. Whipped it outside. Got it into Trey McDonald. His shot blocked by Chris Harris. Down out of the air. It's pulled by Gary Baker. Williamson on the attack. Gary takes it coast to coast and scores.
He needs 3 shots to fall there. He needed that to get in the ball game.
He has 4 points in the contest. 17-15. Inside 50 seconds left in the first period of play. Central Catholic has the basketball and the 2-point lead. Lance Blankenship with it on the right wing. He'll work it outside. Lemoyne Jackson. They'll look for a very good shot, maybe the last shot of quarter number 1, and that's what Jeff Kepros wants.
Williamson's going to be content, Fred, to sit back in their zone, and now they're being warned by the officials to come out and guard the ball.
They trail, so they must come out and at least put 2 people out there because Central Catholic has 3. Williamson only has to attack those 3 with 2, and they have done that. Tim Thomas, top of the circle, brings it down, corner, right side. Lemoyne Jackson moves in, whips the pass over. Tim Thomas for 3, yes. With 8 seconds left in the first quarter, Tim Thomas buries his second home run, 20-15. Here come the Wolfpack, 4 seconds. Barry Baker has a strip away from behind, but he gets the rebound. Gary Baker scores the 2. He stayed with it that time. Metmich has scored 20-17 at the end of the first period. This is the Metro News Radio Network. At the end of the first 8 minutes, 20-17. Not really a surprise, Don.
No, we expect a very close game. That's what we're getting. We're seeing Williamson in a zone defense. Looks like he may have changed to a man-to-man here at the end of the quarter. Yes, they are in a man-to-man defense.
Central Catholic with the basketball on the alternate possession. Lance Blankenship with it, standing just to the left of the top of the free throw lane. Gets it over now. Mike Donnelly back in there. Has his shot blocked away. Pulled down out of the air by Jared Fletcher for Williamson. They'll come down the floor looking if they can get a home run to tie. If not, they do it back within 1. Gary Baker yelling out the instructions. Brings it across the timeline, up the floor to Jared Fletcher. And we've got a whistle and a pushing foul inside on Chris Harris. That's number 1. Trying to push and shove, get inside position, and the official caught him.
Fred, the officials have warned Harris and McDonald twice on out-of-bounds plays about shoving, and I think that was a result of that. Earlier they'd warned both of them, and that time he just pushed him a little bit, and they called it.
Personal foul of the afternoon against Chris Harris. Team foul number 4. Both teams will be in the bonus on the next whistle of a personal foul. They go down inside. Lance Blankenship, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound control behind the air by Barry Baker. Outlet pass up the floor to Jared Fletcher. Lays it off the glass right hand. Score to 2. Jared Fletcher makes it 20-19. 7:10 left in quarter number 2. Lemoyne Jackson with the basketball across the timeline. Picked up by Will Bradley. He brings it right wing into the hands of Tim Thomas. They work it back on the far side. Eric Konetsky, who's in there now for Central Catholic. Lemoyne Jackson with the basketball. Looking, working, gets it to Tim Thomas on the left side. Tim thought about the 3. We got a foul on Jared Fletcher. Jared Fletcher reaches in.
Wheeling Central running a little baseline offense, running back picks in there, picking down and picking across, and Williamson doing a pretty good job getting through the picks.
6:52 left, quarter number 2, 20-19. Last year, Williamson beat St. Mary's 68-44 for the Class AA title. And 87, Wheeling Central beat Vinson 59-58 for the AA title. You remember that game?
Yes, I do, Fred. I certainly do. Unfortunately, I do. It's interesting to know here now both teams are in man-to-man pressure. And I thought maybe Williamson would come out man-to-man, and although they played the zone the first half. So we're seeing a real even matchup here. Both teams man-to-man, pressure on the ball.
Tim Thomas makes both free throws, 22-19. The lead is 3 again, 6:45 left in quarter number 2. Gary Baker walking it across the timeline, sends it over on the right side to Will Bradley. Down in the corner to Gary Baker, right side. He goes in. Chris Harris dumps it in low to Barry Baker. Nice move. And Barry Baker scores. Good ball movement. Has a kind of a touch pass from Chris Harris down inside to Barry Baker, 22-21.
Give him a little high-low pass there. Harris up high and dumps the ball down on the blocks to Barry Baker.
Lemoyne Jackson with the basketball. Left side. Gets the bounce pass to Tim Thomas. Back it comes. Lance Blankenship just to the right of the top of the lane. Eric Konecki moves in. One dribble. Mike Donnelly gets the man in the air. Goes around it but loses control of it. Picked up off the floor by Lance Blankenship. He'll get the foul on Barry Baker.
You know, Fred, in the games we've seen so far, Lance Blankenship, as soon as he comes into the game, he has scored. Now, I don't know, but I don't think he has scored yet. He came in with 3:30 in the first quarter, and I don't believe he scored, so that's possibly hurt Wheeling a little bit here.
Lance Blankenship has not scored. Trey McDonald will come in. Eric Konecki will check out. 6:09 left. 22-21. We're in the first half of action. Class AA state championship game. Central Catholic in 84, 85, and 86, the bridesmaid.
I think we'll see after this foul shot, if he makes the second foul shot, we'll see once again full court man-to-man pressure. And you're going to see Williamson come down. They've got Baker on the point, and they got Bradley on the wing, and Slater on the wing, and Harris and Barry Baker lined up on the foul line at the tee.
Lance Blankenship made the first of 2 free throws, misses the second. Rebound belongs to Williamson. They try to shovel pass inside. Not a very good pass, and picked away by Central Catholic up the floor. The Maroon Knights with it. Lemoyne Jackson left wing, top of the circle. They get it to Tim Thomas, and he travels. Slid. He slid the pivot foot. Took one step and kind of slid the pivot foot behind him. The official right there to call it.
I don't think Thomas believed that, did he, Fred?
No, I don't think so.
I think he quite believed the official.
23-21. Central Catholic on top by 2 with 5:45. Clock moving. In quarter number 2, Will Bradley dumps it inside. Barry Baker, nice strong move, turnaround jumper, good.
I tell you, those shots falling in where it was at the first quarter, so we're going to have to do something about Williamson dumping the ball in on the block.
Real strong move by Barry Baker, and now we've got a walking violation on Lemoyne Jackson. 2 times down the floor. Traveling has been the call against Central. 23-23. We're tied with 5:30 left in quarter number 2. This will give Williamson an opportunity to retake the lead if they're successful this time down the floor.
Coach Kepros didn't like that call. Official just told him to sit down, so, you know.
Gary Baker to Jared Fletcher. Far side it goes to Gary again. Will Bradley, top of the key. Won't get the shot off. Goes to Gary Baker. Slides along the baseline. Dumps it inside. Intended to pass to Chris Harris. Stolen away by Lemoyne Jackson. Central Catholic on the attack. Lemoyne pulls up. Jumper off the glass. Good. Nice Spartan play by Lemoyne Jackson. Did not try to take it in. Quickly up the floor. Gary Baker scores on the transition. That time, Central Catholic a little slow getting back, and Williamson burned them with Gary Baker, tied at 25. 4:50. Clock is moving. Lemoyne Jackson, right wing. They dump it off to Tim Thomas inside. Turnaround jumper. Trey McDonald about 6 feet out along the baseline.
Both teams taking the ball in on the blocks.
27-25. 4.5 minutes left. Quarter number 2. Jared Fletcher, left wing. Moves in 2. 3 dribbles. Loses it on his hip and travels with it. Lost the basketball on his hip as he tried to pick it up.
Wheeling Central's defense did a good job. He drove to the block. They double-teamed him. He fumbled the ball, tried to pick it up, and walked.
Cut him off nicely as he got down in low. 4.5 minutes. 27-25 your score. Central Catholic on top. Tim Thomas goes inside, dumps it off to Trey McDonald. He tried everything he could to get a good shot off. He couldn't, and the shot he got off missed. Rebound to Williamson up the floor. Jared Fletcher's shot goes awry. It is loose. Picked off the floor to Will Bradley. His shot no good, and Trey McDonald is there with a rebound.
Nice, strong rebound that time.
He almost knocked Mike Donnelly out with the elbow coming around. Mike Donnelly said, ooh, that's my teammate. Tim Thomas to Trey McDonald. Down to the lane. Short jumper, too short to call the foul.
Trey McDonald's getting a little more aggressive in this game. Took the ball to the basket, got fouled.
The personal foul called on Williamson. Billy Smith will check in.
I like the way McDonald has come along here in the last 2 or 3 possessions now. He felt like the time before this he got fouled and he got a little frustrated. He come down here and took it out on defense, got a strong rebound, comes back on offensive possession. They throw it to him. He makes a nice, strong move to the basket and draws the foul. So he's really getting into the ball game now.
Chris Harris picks up his second personal. They'll get him out. Duke Jewell will check in. 27-25. Trey McDonald at the line. He has 8 points in the contest. He has 2 shots coming to him. Right-hander misses the first. He'll have the second opportunity. 3:54 left in quarter number 2, 27-25. Trey McDonald, 6'5", maybe 6'6", and a senior.
Coach Hatfield's giving Will Bradley a breather. I think he brought in Billy Smith
Billy
here.
Smith is there.
So they've got three of their starters on the bench.
And McDonald misses both free throws. First 2 misses of the afternoon for Trey from the line. 27-25. 3:45, clock moving. We're in quarter number 2. Billy Smith, right wing, goes in to Duke Jewell. He dumps it down low for Barry Baker. Turning, spinning, missing. And the rebound belongs to Lance Blankenship for Central Catholic. Quickly up the floor to Lemoyne Jackson. Behind the back dribble over on the left side. Brings it down through the lane. Running one-hander off the glass. No good. Rebound tipped around. Duke Jewell has it for the Wolfpack. He gets it to Gary Baker up the floor. They get it to Billy Smith, cutting down the left side of the floor. His pass knocked out of bounds. Last touching Lemoyne Jackson. We got a break in the action. Let's take a moment to hear from Alderson Broadus College, home of the AB Battlers.
Alderson Broadus College takes physical education seriously in their teams, education, and college-wide fitness program. The men's soccer team finished second in the nation last fall. The women's volleyball team has gone to the Nationals 3 times in 5 years. Basketball player Willie Davies was NAIA National Player of the Week. AB competes and educates with majors in physical education, sports medicine, recreation therapy, and recreational leadership. With one of the finest private health facilities in the state and a campus-wide Fit for Life program, it's no wonder physical education is important at Alderson Broadus.
If you're 8 to 18 with basketball on your mind, put the Gal Catlett Mountaineer Basketball Camp in your plans. June 18th to the 23rd and the 25th to the 30th are 2 weeks of concentrated basketball instruction and activity. Week 1, the emphasis is on basics. Week 2, it's competition week for boys. It's also girls week with special instruction from the WVU women's coaching staff. Don't wait to apply. Write Gail Catlett Mountaineer Basketball Camp, Post Office Box 877, Morgantown 26507. Do it today.
27-25. Interested about that NCAA second-round matchup down at Greensboro. 38-37. Mountaineers on top.
Hey, that's great, Fred. That is great. I know that'd be a great victory for us in the state if they could knock Duke off there.
You like West Virginia in a rout?
Tickle me to death. Really, it would. So, you know, it's interesting. Williamson played with three of the starters out. Wouldn't it be nice to have that kind of depth?
3:21 left in the first half. Central Catholic on top by 2, but Barry Baker changes that down inside. Barry Baker has played much better this first half than he did in the first 2 games of the tournament.
A lot different player today. Duke Jewell made a nice high-low pass there to him on the blocks, and he stuck it right in the basket.
27-27, 3-minute mark of quarter number 2. Damian Saunders back in the lineup for Central Catholic. They tried to go inside. Lance Blankenship is going to come through the lane. Got cut off nicely by the Wolfpack defense. And Williamson has the basketball on the Central Catholic turnover. And now we got traveling by, double dribble by Jared Fletcher.
Double dribble, yep. I think Jared Fletcher just forgot. He had already used his dribble, and he started to pass it, and he just unconsciously dribbled again. That happens sometimes.
He looked over to Dave Hatfield. Dave Hatfield said, just settle down. You're okay. 27-27, 2:42 left, quarter number 2. Damian Saunders with Central Catholic's Maroon Knights. He'll bring it to Lance Blankenship, driving, trying to get around. Gary Baker can't do so, reach-in foul on Gary.
I'll tell you, Lance Blankenship does as good as anybody in this tournament on drawing fouls. And, Fred, he's not super quick. The kid, he's just a smart player. He uses his body well. He leans into you. And he really drew Gary Baker into that.
He's a young man that has the real close haircut, much like most of the players and the coaches for Central Catholic. Lance Blankenship, he's about 6'2", a senior, comes off the bench and averages 19 points a game. That's not too shabby.
No, it isn't. He is an excellent player, and it's nice to have a young man on your bench averaging 18 or 19 points a game.
Left-hander misses the second, made the first. 28-27, the lead is 1. Central Catholic has it, 2.5-minute mark of quarter number 2. By the way, second personal foul on Gary Baker that time. Billy Smith works it around the perimeter. Right side to Gary Baker, top of the key. Jared Fletcher for three. No good. And on the rebound, we've got a pushing foul. It'll go against Central Catholic.
I think that went against Lance Blankenship. He shoved Barry Baker all the way out of bounds that time, and he got a little frustrated. And he's giving up a little height and muscle and size in there when him and Barry Baker's match up.
A lot of times, everybody's eye is on the ball, except that trail official. He's doing his job if he's looking right inside to see what's happening in the paint.
Yes, the official's doing a very good job this game.
28-27 your score. Lemoyne Jackson checks back in. Mike Donnelly will get a breather for Central Catholic. At the line is Barry Baker, 2 of 2 so far this afternoon. He has 8 points in the contest.
I know talking to Coach Hatfield before the ball game, he told both of us, he said, you'll see a different Barry Baker today, and we are.
Well, we have.
Much better. He really, on the last foul shot down there on this possession here, Wheeling Central missed. He went high above the rim and jerked the ball off there. And here he draws a foul, getting good position, and Blankenship fouled it inside.
Makes both free throws. He has 10 in the game, 29-28, and the Wolfpack regains the lead with 2:14 left in quarter number 2. Lemoyne Jackson with it. Yo-yos it into the front court. Gets it over to Damian Saunders, left wing. Back it comes. Trey McDonald, top of the circle. High over his head. He looks. Gets it on the right side to Tim Thomas. Tim, as he steps up the offense just a little bit for Central Catholic. A lot of movement. Damian Saunders down through the lane. Shovel shot. Good.
Nice pass. Williamson's defense has bothered him a little bit.
Up the floor, the long outlet pass to Barry Baker. Stripped away from behind by Trey McDonald. Boy, you talk about hustling back on defense. Trey McDonald was there to block the shot and get the rebound.
Barry wanted to foul, but they didn't call it.
Down in the corner, the running one-hander by Damian Saunders is good. Baseline on the left side. 32-29. Central Catholic back on top by 3. A minute and a half left. Gary Baker takes it to the hole. Shot won't go. And the rebound controlled by Central Catholic. Here comes Lemoyne Jackson with it as the Wolfpack hustles back on defense. Lemoyne very wisely reverses the dribble, brings it back outside, and sets the offense. They bring the pass down to Damian Saunders. Inside, left alone. Trey McDonald misses the shot. Rebound loose on the floor. Fighting for it. Who has it? Jump ball. It belongs to Williamson.
Trey McDonald reached in there and tied the ball up. Nice play for that. Something I noticed, Jackson, his last couple of possessions here, he got the offensive rebound, brought the ball down in, had a little shovel shot possession before this. He's kind of giving Wheeling a little spark here now. They're up by 3 again, 32-29.
With a minute 9 left in the first half. Billy Smith with the basketball for Williamson High School Wolfpack from Mingo County, West Virginia. Far side, they work it to Chad Slater. Slater down on the weak side, gets it to Billy Smith. Jumper from 16, no good. Rebound, Chad Slater misses. And Billy Smith hustles to get the rebound this time. They go in to Duke Jewell, lays it off the glass, good.
Wheeling Central went into a little zone then and didn't screen off the boards. That's the problem. Sometimes you change defenses and you go from a man to zone. You don't screen off the board, and they didn't.
Williamson got 3 shots at it and connected on the third try with Duke Jewell. 32-31. Final 30 seconds of quarter number 2, and Central Catholic will work the clock.
They worked it successfully in the first quarter, but went to sleep on defense at the end of the first quarter, and I think Gary Baker beat them back and got the easy one right before the half.
Well, they only worked it down to around 9 seconds when they took the shot. They may go a little longer this time. Let's see what happens. Lance Blankenship at the 10-second mark. He gives it over to Damian Saunders. His shot at 9 seconds. Misses. Rebounded by Williamson. Wolfpack on the attack. Gary Baker up to Billy Smith along the baseline. Has his shot blocked away. Pulled down out of the air by Duke Jewell at the buzzer. The shot misses. We're at halftime. With your score, Central Catholic 32, Williamson 31. This is the Metro News Radio Network. (13 of 32 from the floor, 40%. While Wheeling Central, 11 of 21, 52.4%. But Williamson had 11 more shots on goal.
Williamson got on the boards and had a couple flurries in there where they shot the ball and got their own rebound. So that might be one reason they had more rebounds than Wheeling Central.
32-31 your score. We get set to start the third period of play.
I think both teams will probably come out in man-to-man. Williamson started the game in a 2-1-2 zone, and Wheeling was in a man-to-man. I think the second half we'll see both teams probably in a little pressure defense here, man-to-man.
You ever been behind at halftime, Coach, when you out-rebounded your opponent 22-12?
Very seldom are you. Very seldom are you behind when you out-rebound the team.
Williamson out-rebounded Wheeling Central 22-12 in the first half, but yet they trail by 1 as we start quarter number 3. Central Catholic has the basketball. They go down to Tim Thomas. Right corner, back it comes Lemoyne Jackson. Jackson picked up now man-to-man by Will Bradley. They'll work it down. Tim Thomas, right side, goes back door in the cutter to Lemoyne. Can't get the shot off. Brings it to Trey McDonald right through the lane. Misses the shot. Goes up for the rebound. Fighting for it. We've got a foul. It'll be on Trey McDonald going over the back.
McDonald made a nice move to the basket. Stepped in inside the foul lane. Made a nice shot. Got a rebound, missed it, and then reached over the back on the next one.
Interesting question. Trey McDonald just asked the official, is it a foul on me if I'm in the air and he jumps back into me?
Well, it's not theoretically, but I'm not sure that's what happened. I think he was over the man's back here.
Theoretically, I like that. 7.5 minutes left in quarter number 3. There you go. Tim Thomas saves the pass from going out of bounds. The turnover goes against Williamson. Here comes the Maroon Knights up the floor. The look-away pass from Damian Saunders intended for Trey McDonald. Scoots out of bounds, but last touching Williamson.
He fumbled the ball there, and Chad Slater got a hand on it and knocked it out of bounds.
They get it in. Lemoyne Jackson, the 5'7" senior point guard, will operate with it out top of the circle. He'll bring it left side. Tim Thomas down in low. They get it to Lance Blankenship. Has his shot partially blocked away. Rebound tipped around once, 2, 3 times. Loose on the floor. Picked up by Blankenship. He tries to go back up with it. Stripped away by Perry Baker. He gets it to Gary Baker. And the Wolfpack on the attack, looking to take the lead. Neither team has scored in the first minute of quarter number 3. Chad Slater with a basketball. Gets around Damian Saunders. Dumps it back inside to Barry Baker, who scores.
That's something Slater does a real good job on. He drives right at the baseline and kicks the ball off to Barry Baker. That's twice he's made 2 real nice assists.
Draws the defense to him, and that leaves Barry all by himself. 33-32. Wolfpack on top by a single point. Trey McDonald with the basketball for Wheeling Central. He gets it over. Tim Thomas for 3. No good off the near side of the rim. Rebound comes down to Gary Baker. Wolfpack on the attack again. Quickly into the front court. Gary Baker with it. Down through the lane. Running one-hander with the left hand. No good. It's short. Rebound belongs to Lemoyne Jackson for Central Catholic. They have it 2-on-2. Lemoyne Jackson turning, spinning, bounce pass. Damian Saunders gets the man in the air. Has his shot rejected by Barry Baker. Loose in the air. Pulled down by Lemoyne Jackson. He tries to go up with it. Lost out of bounds. Last touching Williamson. We had some action that time.
We sure did. Wheeling beat Williamson back again on defense. You know, they did that in the first half. They also beat Williamson back that time. Williamson fortunate.
6:05 left in quarter number 3. They go into Trey McDonald. Will have a reach-in foul. It'll go against Barry Baker or Chris Harris. Both of them were there.
I believe it went against Harris. I think it's his 30.
That's his third. Chris Harris.
So we talked earlier in the program about McDonald getting in foul trouble, and now Harris is in foul trouble. So, you know, that'd be a definite factor in this ball game if Harris has set out long.
And he's going to set out now as they get Duke Jewell into the lineup. Duke Jewell responded with a field goal in quarter number 2. He's a 6'4" sophomore, but you lose 6'6" senior when you take Harris out. Inbound pass to Trey McDonald. His shot won't go. And on the rebound, it's lost out of bounds. Last touching, Barry Baker.
Barry went up high, got a handle on the ball, and then lost it. So, you know, Jewell did a nice job in making Trey McDonald change the arc on his shot.
Inside 6 minutes in the third quarter. Lemoyne Jackson goes to Damian Saunders. He'll let it fly for 3. No good. Spins in and out. Rebound is long. Out to Gary Baker. 2-on-2. Baker down the left side of the lane. Off the glass. Misses the shot. Rebound belongs to Lemoyne Jackson. Jackson with it for Central Catholic. Into the front court. Down through the right side of the lane. Tries to go up. We've got an offensive foul. Charging is the call on Lemoyne Jackson. That's his second. It turns it over to Williamson.
Lemoyne stuck his left arm out. Just shoved, I think he shoved Barry Baker out, or Gary Baker out of the way, and, you know, obvious charging foul.
5:38 left in quarter number 3. 33-32, the Wolfpack of Williamson High School, Class AA defending state champs, on top by 1. Boy, they'll really have their hands full with Central Catholic this afternoon. Chad Slater, right wing, top of the circle. Will Bradley for 3. Yes!
That's a key right there. Bradley has to play well. He didn't play well the first pass.
He has 7 points in the contest. Will Bradley buries the home run. The lead is 4. It belongs to the Wolfpack, and now the crowd getting involved for the fans from Mingo County. Top of the circle, Lance Blankenship for 2. Standing on the line. Blankenship flattens him just a little bit as he hits the 2, 36-34. And now the pressure by Central Catholic, broken by Will Bradley of Williamson. On the dribble, he takes it into the front court, waits, gets it back to Gary Baker. Baker with the basketball between the circles, goes left side to Bradley. We've got a pushing foul inside. It's called on
Trey McDonald.
Yeah.
Once again, he's mixing it up in there with Jewell now. Earlier, it's Harris and McDonald. Now you got Jewell and McDonald's got it.
Now you got Trey McDonald with 3 fouls. He'll have to sit down. So the 2 big men for each team on the bench with 3 personal fouls. Mike Donnelly checks in for the Maroon Knights. On the common foul, you give it out to the Wolfpack. They get it into Barry Baker, now to Will Bradley. Will on the dribble, picked up by Lemoyne Jackson, out near the midcourt stripe, reverses, pulls up, 16-foot jumper, no good. Rebound, chased down by guess who? Will Bradley. He goes inside. Barry Baker. Alley-oop pass to Barry Baker, 4 in the quarter, 14 in the game, 38-34. The lead is 4, belongs to the Wolfpack, with 4:29 and counting in the 3rd period. Lemoyne Jackson, bounce pass to Lance Blankenship, left-handed jumper good. Put it up in traffic and got it to fall. He has 4 in the quarter, 6 in the game. 38-36, Wolfpack lead is 2 with 4:15 left in quarter number 3. Gary Baker up the floor to Chad Slater, right wing, top of the circle, Will Bradley. They work it around the perimeter, now go down low. Barry Baker knocked out of bounds, last touching Lance Blankenship. Lance Blankenship knocked the basketball out of bounds. 4:06 left to be played. Quarter number 3. Williamson on top by 2, 38-36. Exclusive Metro News coverage of the 1989 state tournament being brought to you in part by John Deere.
There's never been a better time to own a new John Deere 20 to 55 horsepower tractor. Just ask your West Virginia John Deere dealer, because right now we're rolling out some great deals on the 20 horsepower 7 right on through the 55 horsepower 2355 tractors. Pick the power you need, then go with a fully equipped model or order the tractor just the way you want it. Either way, ask your dealer about on-the-spot financing for low monthly payments on the John Deere tractor of your choice.
Hi, this is Patty Campbell from the new Beckley College.
And this is Dr. George Balsamer inviting you to join the 2,000-plus students who've made the new Beckley College #1 in Southern West Virginia.
#1 in new degrees for new jobs in the 1990s.
#1 with the new Honors College.
#1 in new scholarships and new grants, including free education if you're unemployed or underemployed. Call us toll-free at 1-800-762-1500 to enroll now.
At the new Beckley College, your #1.
4:06 left in the 3rd period of this basketball game for the Class AA title 1989. The Wolfpack of Williamson High School, Class AA defending state champs, against Central Catholic's Maroon Knights, 38-36. Williamson, Barry Baker misses. Mike Donnelly has the rebound. Central Catholic comes down the floor looking to tie. They get it up ahead to Tim Thomas. Down in the corner. They work it to Damian Saunders. Inside the paint, Lance Blankenship gets the man of the air, but has his shot rejected. Down in the air it comes into Mike Donnelly's hands. He puts the shot up. It won't go. On the rebound, we got a foul. Whistle the foul.
I'm not sure.
On Central Catholic's Mike Donnelly.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is. Mike Donnelly.
Okay. All right.
On the rebound, he had the easy shot. A lot of times you miss an easy shot, you get frustrated, try to get the rebound, and you get called for going over the back, and that was the case there. 38-36, quickly into the front court amongst the traffic. Will Bradley dribbles the basketball, now leaves it near the midcourt stripe for Gary Baker. 3.5 minutes left, quarter number 3. Right side, Chad Slater in. Turnaround jumper, Barry Baker, no good. Rebound, Lance Blankenship for Central Catholic. In traffic, he lets it go by, gets the outlet pass up the floor to Lemoyne Jackson and Damian Saunders. They find in the cutter Tim Thomas. His shot is short. Rebound, controlled by Barry Baker. Outlet pass to twin brother Gary. Gary 3-on-2, leans in, shot off the glass, no good. Rebound, tipped around. Mike Donnelly has it for Central Catholic. He gets it over to Lemoyne Jackson. Lemoyne quickly into the front court, down the right side of the lane. Shovel shot, no good. Rebound, count it to Duke Jewell, loose on the floor, fighting for it, still fighting for it. Who has it? Out of bounds has it. Last touching, they say Central Catholic.
Jackson hit it out of bounds there. Fast action.
Playing hot potato with the basketball. No one wanted it. Finally, Lemoyne Jackson touched it out of bounds. And now we've got a technical foul.
Technical foul on Donnelly. Donnelly from Wheeling Central evidently said something to the official. Standing right beside of him, he calls a technical foul.
Mike Donnelly Mentioned something to the official that the official didn't like. He slaps the tee on him. And Gary Baker is already at the free throw line. He wants to shoot the technical. But before he does that, we're going to have a timeout by Jeff Kepros. And Jeff Kepros is not a happy man on the far side.
Well, Coach Kepros is arguing not about, I don't think so much about the technical foul. He's talking about when the loose ball was down here. He felt like that, he felt like there was a foul. So he's called a timeout and argued with the official. Now he has called a technical foul. And this is unfortunate in a game like this. Really it is.
Reading Jeff Kepros's lips, when he called the timeout, he looked at the official and said, I want to talk to you now. The official went over and accommodated him. He listened for about 30 seconds and then gave him a tee. So when play resumes, Gary Baker will be shooting 4 free throws. You'll give them a ball. This could be a 6-point turnaround. It's 38-36. It could be 44-36 when this is all over.
Well, this is really unfortunate in a championship game like this. And another thing to think about, Fred, if they make all these foul shots and happen to shoot a three-pointer, it could be a 7-point turnaround. And this really would hurt Wheeling Central's chances at this point in time.
Every technical foul in high school basketball is 2 shots and the ball. And that's the case here. Gary Baker toes the mark all by himself, left-hander, misses 1.
Right. First shot, hit the rim and rattled out.
Now, on the other hand, for Central Catholic, Williamson had the ball anyway.
Right.
So the possession is no key factor. They were going to get the ball, Williamson. Right. He makes the second, makes the third.
But the key factor is getting these free shots. These are free shots, and
you disrupt what your team was doing as well.
Right.
Now that's 3. He made 3 of 4. It's now 41-36. 3:03 in the third quarter.
Wheeling Central was arguing that they should have only got 3 shots, see, and he thinks the coach evidently thought that one of the technicals was only a 1 shot. But you made a good point there. You know, there was the 4 shots, 2 shots each technical.
All of them are 2-shot technicals in high school basketball. 2:54. Clock is moving. Williamson has the 5-point lead now. 41-36. They have the basketball inside. Barry Baker turnaround jumper good. Momentum has definitely shifted.
Momentum has changed. A lot of times that'll fire up Wheeling Central. The coach got a technical. It may fire them up also. So, you know, we may see a fired-up Wheeling team.
A lot of time left in this basketball game. 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. 43-36. The lead is 7. Lance Blankenship has it stripped loose. Down out of the air comes Williamson with the basketball. Will Bradley, though, carries it as he tried to get to the other end.
He fell down. Looks like he might be hurt a little bit. I'm not sure. I'll tell you, Fred, that was a key possession there for Wheeling. They're fortunate that Williamson lost the ball out of bounds. They'd went up 9 points if it scored there, possibly 10 with a 3-pointer. So, you know, Lance Blankenship tried to force the ball inside on the zone then, and he didn't score.
Will Bradley had the breakaway. Quickly going down the floor. He went high in the air. The high dribble cost him, and now they are checking the left ankle, the left knee. You can tell the youngster's in quite a bit of pain. 2 minutes, 24 seconds left in quarter number 3, 43-36. The Wolfpack on top as the trainer is checking over the left ankle of Will Bradley. Coach David Hatfield is out there. Youngster being helped to his feet now. And it's a nice round of applause from everyone, including Central Catholic fans here in the Civic Center Coliseum.
Looks like it's his left ankle. He went down on and turned it, and that's unfortunate. Really it is. He was starting to get into the ball game here.
They'll get Jared Fletcher into the basketball game to replace Will Bradley as again the official checking over the ankle of Will Bradley on the far side. 2:24 left, quarter number 3, 43-36. Basketball back into motion. Central Catholic trailing by 7 points.
Williamson back into a 2-1-2 zone here.
Damian Saunders has it down in the corner. They work at top of the circle. Lemoyne Jackson. Back it comes to Damian. Gets by. Barry Baker running one-hander. No good. Rebound control by Chad Slater for Williamson. Outlet pass. Gary Baker quickly up the floor. Nice bounce pass to brother Barry. He loses control of it, but standing on the end line is Damian Saunders.
Excellent pass by Gary Baker to his brother Barry. Barry couldn't get the handle on it, and Damian Jackson got a hand on it, but was stepped out of bounds.
43-36. The lead is 7. Williamson has it, and they have the basketball. Chad Slater, spinning move off the glass. Shot is short. Call the foul on Central Catholic.
A little simple line out of bounds play there. They cut right and left, and one man just stands. He didn't even move, and they threw the ball right into him. And Chad Slater made a nice move to the basket and drew the foul.
At the free throw line will be Chad Slater for the Williamson High School Wolfpack.
Slater has had 2 real nice assists in this game. He's a little better player than I think some people give him credit for. He's a solid team player, good rebounder, unselfish, and he's a capable scorer.
6 foot on a senior. Makes the first free throw. Right-hander, true to the mark for the second. And it's 45-36. Central Catholic has not scored since the 3:03 mark of the third quarter when the 2 technical fouls were called. It was 38-36 at that point. It's 45-36 now with 1:50 left in the third period. Mike Donnelly shot way high off the glass. Lance Blankenship has the rebound and scores. So Blankenship with 6 in the quarter. He now has 8 in the game, 45-38. Central Catholic back within 7 with 1:35. Clock is moving in the third quarter. Wolfpack has the basketball. Chad Slater, right side, moves in 2-3 dribbles, picks it up, sends it back on the far side to Gary Baker. They work it right back to Chad Slater. Gets around his man, has his shot rejected by Lance Blankenship. Pulled down out of the air by Lemoyne Jackson. Central Catholic on the attack, into the front court, down through the lane. No one picks him up. Has his shot rejected now, but we've got a foul called first.
Fortunate they called a reach-in foul there on Williamson because I believe we probably had a charging foul. Jarrett Fletcher had good position in there, and Jackson charged right into him. But the reach-in foul there by Jewell before he charged.
Luke Jewell picks up his first personal. At the free throw line will be Lemoyne Jackson. 5'7" and a senior. He has only 2 points in the basketball game. Comes in averaging 10.
Once again, Fred, those technicals may loom as the key to this ball game. They haven't scored, as you said, since those technical fouls.
45-39. With 1:20 left in the third quarter.
That's their first score since the technical was called.
Right-hander, good again. So Lemoyne Jackson cashes in on the 2 free throws. Central Catholic back to within 5 with 1:19 left in the third quarter. Gary Baker with pressure from Tim Thomas. Works it across the timeline. Looking ahead, again the man-to-man pressure by Central Catholic. Chad Slater, right wing, top of the circle, Jared Fletcher. They work it around left side to Gary Baker. Now they bring it around on the right side to Fletcher. Inside, they get it to Barry Baker. Yes, nice soft jumper by Barry Baker. 8 in the quarter, 18 in the game. He's really picked it up since the end of the first period of play when he only had 2 points. 47-40. They get it into Lance Blankenship. Count the basket, call the foul on Williamson.
I'll tell you, Lance Blankenship, he continues to amaze me that he can get inside and just he kind of just pushes the ball over people. Just draws them in, draws the foul, and pushes the ball over the defense. And, you know, he's not a great, doesn't look like a great jumper. He just has good timing, has a good sense of body control, and puts the ball on the glass, or he can shoot it in the net. I think he's an underrated player, I'm sure.
Duke Jewell picks up his second personal foul. Lance Blankenship completes the 3-point play. It's 47-43. Maroon Knights have fought back within 4 after trailing by 9 just a couple of minutes ago. 45 seconds left, third period. Chad Slater with the basketball, right wing. Picks it up, goes left side. Gary Baker. The jumper for 2, no good. Chad Slater has the rebound, score the 2, call the foul. Well, that's hustling after the basketball. At the weak side, he got the rebound, scored the 2, and got the foul called on Mike Donnelly, his third.
Very good effort there that time. Very good effort. Chad Slater come in and run in and grab the ball out there, drew the foul on Donnelly. You know, once again, we said earlier, I think he is probably an underrated player on Williamson's team. You have the Baker boys get most of the publicity, and he sometimes over.
Chad Slater completes the 3-point play, 5 1/4, 7 in the game, 54-3. The lead is back to 7 with 33 seconds left. The Maroon Knights, they're going to walk it across the timeline and look for the last shot. Again, a very disciplined basketball team. They don't get frustrated. No, they don't get flustered. They're trailing by 7, but they know they still have 8 minutes plus of action left. Right. So they'll just pass it back and forth. Damian Saunders, Lemoyne Jackson, Tim Thomas. Tim has it on the right side. Back it comes top of the circle. Bounce pass, corner left side now to Lemoyne Jackson. Back to Damian. 7 seconds. Lance Blankenship for 3. Yes. Very patient. Very methodical. They get it in for the 3, and at the buzzer, the shot from Williamson will be over the board. We've come to the end of the third period of play with your score, the Wolfpack 50, Central Catholic 46. This is the Metro News Radio Network.
with 2 minutes 50 seconds left in the ball game. It's Duke 64, West Virginia 61.
In the NCAA Regional in Greensboro, North Carolina, 2 minutes 45 seconds left in the game. The Duke Blue Devils lead the Mountaineers 64-61. The Ears hanging tough. Who knows what would happen? And boy, after the upsets in that region, my goodness, the road to the Final Eight would look pretty good for the winner of this basketball game. We have 8 minutes left here at the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum to decide the Class AA state championship game. Williamson has the lead, and on the other possession, they score on the tip-in.
Officials are warning Williamson to leave the ball alone when it goes through the net. So, you know, that's something. If you pick the ball up and try to keep the other team from advancing, they'll warn you. Next time they'll call technical foul.
Barry Baker gets the tip in to make the score 52-46. The lead is 7.5 minutes left in the basketball game. Damian Saunders bounced pass. They tried to go down low, stolen away, but stolen right back by Central Catholic. Into Lance Blankenship, score the two. Lance Blankenship.
Blankenship seems to find a hole in the defense somewhere.
12 points last quarter. He now has 16 in this basketball game. 52-48. 4-point lead belongs to the Wolfpack. 7:10 left in the game. Top of the circle. They work it to Will Bradley. The Wolfpack does. Will with it. Goes down on the left side to Gary Baker into Duke Jewell. Left-handed jump shot, no good. Rebound control by Barry Baker off the glass. It's short. Rebound tipped around. Jewell has it. Scores it. Duke Jewell.
Williamson got 3 shots in. They cannot, Wheeling cannot let them have the offensive boards like that.
Good weak side rebounding that time by Duke Jewell to get the offensive board up and through. 54-48, the lead is 6. They'll work it on the left wing. Damian Saunders, far side now. Lemoyne Jackson. Back it comes to Damian for 3. He lets it fly. Yes, good. Damian Saunders, 9 points in the game, 54-51. The lead is 3. It belongs to the Wolfpack of Williamson High School. The Wolfpack looking to become the first team in Williamson history to win back-to-back titles, and they got their hands full with Central Catholic. Gary Baker with it, down the left side, over the glass, no good, over the rim, good, no good, but Barry Baker there to tip it home.
Nice move by Baker. Stayed right with the ball, put it right back up on the baseline.
56-51. The lead is 5 with the basketball. Tim Thomas moves in, tried to dump it off to Trey McDonald. Stolen away by Chad Slater. Williamson on the attack. Look away pass. Gets it to Gary Baker, left side. Back it goes to Barry Baker off the glass. In and out. No good. Trey McDonald has the rebound. Playing with 3 personal fouls. Trey McDonald dumps it there for Lemoyne Jackson. Jackson into the front court. His team down by 5. Works it over to Tim Thomas. Down along the baseline. Damian Saunders back outside. He gets it to Lemoyne Jackson. Loose on the floor. Call a pushing foul on Lemoyne Jackson.
That's sort of a reaction foul. Jackson reached at the ball and just shoved the man. Says, oh, excuse me. That's an excuse me foul.
Damian Saunders tried to pass back through the lane, intended for Trey McDonald. It was a little behind Trey. It came scooting out near the top of the circle, and the good reaction by Williamson as Lemoyne arrived there just a little late, and he pushed off to try and get the ball. And at the free throw line will be Will Bradley. Good play by that youngster from Williamson.
Will Bradley's back in started this quarter with a heavily taped ankle. I noticed the trainer over there taped it almost up just below the middle of the leg.
56-51. 57-51. Will Bradley makes the first. He'll have a bonus opportunity. Chris Harris will come back into the lineup replacing Duke Jewell. Harris, like Trey McDonald, playing with 3 personal fouls. With 5:40 left in the game, though, there's no reason to save them.
No, there isn't. Really, I think this may force Coach Kepros to put Donnelly back in the game. with Harris back in the ballgame.
Second free throw by Bradley is missed. Rebound control by Central Catholic. Lemoyne Jackson has it into the front court. Sends the pass down along the corner to Damian Saunders. Jumps it on the outside into the hands of Trey McDonald, and Trey leans in and scores. Only his 10th point of the basketball game. First two in the second half. He averages 20 on the season. 57-53. The lead is 4. Belongs to the Wolfpack with 5:15 left in quarter number 4. Gary Baker on the left side. Behind the back dribble, brings it back to Will Bradley. Now to Chad Slater. They dump it along the baseline on the right side to Barry Baker. His pass stolen away, intended for Will Bradley. Back it comes from Jackson. Nice 360 move. We got a foul. Reach in on Will Bradley.
Right. One thing that Wheeling has been doing most of the game, really, they're double teaming Barry Baker, and he is wisely, when he got the ball in locked in, he takes it back to the weak side of the floor. However, Jackson got a hand on that one and stole it, but that's the right thing to do to react to. I thought Baker did a good job there.
Central Catholic's Lance Blankenship sends it back to Lemoyne Jackson. Back it comes now. Tim Thomas standing on the left wing. Inside the paint. Lance Blankenship dumps it off to Trey McDonald off the glass for the 2, call a foul. I noticed Will Bradley coming down the floor. As you mentioned, his ankle heavily taped, but I tell you, he's walking very gingerly on that left ankle. And I'll tell you right now, Williamson wants to talk it over. They don't like what they see. 4:52 left in the game, 57-55. The Wolfpack leads. A timeout on the court. Time in for this message from the United States Marines.
You begin with raw steel. Shape it with fire, muscle, and sweat. Polish it to razor-sharp perfection. What you end up with is a Marine. We're looking for a few good men with a medal to be Marines.
Paid for by the Corps. For more information on the United States Marines, call 304-925-0956 Collect. Graduates from the Alderson Broaddus College Physician Assistant Program are in great demand. They enjoy virtually guaranteed placement. If you're a high school graduate or have college or military experience, if you're ready for a career change or have a healthcare service background, if you're interested in the health sciences, the Physician Assistant Program may be for you. AB's program is the first 4-year degree program in the nation, the only one in West Virginia. If you wish information, call the Director of Admissions at Alderson Broaddus.
4 minutes, 52 seconds left to be played in this game. 57-55 your score. Williamson on top by 2 points. But Central Catholic's Trey McDonald trying to cut into that at the line as he tries to complete a 3-point play.
I'll tell you, Lance Blankenship has had a hand in this comeback. He's either scored or had an assist, and, he's been a key player here for Wheeling Central the latter part of the third quarter and start of the fourth quarter.
Trey McDonald, 6'5", a senior, right-hander. Pushes it skyward, and it is short. Boy, was he tight on that. Wow.
I believe it was, evidently hit the rim or they'd taken it to the side of bounds.
A little tight on that, as it was well short of the intended destination. So with a 2-point lead, the Wolfpack advances it down the floor. Gary Baker into the front court. Brings it over on the right side. Chad Slater. Chad. Has he used his dribble? Now he does. Couple of times. Sends it over on the far side. Gary Baker. Gary in the paint. Chris Harris leans in. Off the glass. Count it. Call a foul. Good play by Chris Harris. Leaned in. Got the 2. And the blocking foul is called.
Nice move by Harrison. He came from the strong side to the weak side, got the ball in the high post, turned, rolled, drew the foul, made the basket. Nice spin move.
So Chris Harris, who spent a lot of time on the bench with 3 personal fouls. Damian Saunders picks up his first personal foul. Chris Harris has scored only 3 points in this game. That's his first field goal. And he misses the free throw. 59-55. 4.5 minutes left to be played in the game. The 4-point lead. It belongs to the Wolfpack. Central Catholic looking to cut into that. Lemoyne Jackson goes on the far side to Tim Thomas. Back to Lance Blankenship for 3. Yes. Wow, what a shooter.
Well, I tell you, that young man is a player. He really is.
59-58. Blankenship gets them back to within 1. Wolfpack gets it to Chad Slater, downside. In the side, they got on the weak side to Chris Harris, and Harris all by himself is going to be fouled by Central Catholic. He got behind on the weak side. No one really saw him there, and as you suggested, Coach Mike Donnelly's coming back into the lineup. He will replace Trey McDonald.
Well, the reason Harris is open Fred, they're double teaming Barry Baker. And Harris floated back on the weak side block, and they just dumped the ball into him. And, of course, when you try to recover, you take a man like Harris, 6'6". They were fortunate they even got a hand on him, keep him getting a three-point play here.
5'10" senior Tim Thomas was the man that fouled him, and Chris Harris misses the free throw. He has really struggled. He made his first free throw. He's since missed 3 in a row, and he only has 1 field goal. He comes into the basketball game, Chris Harris averaging a little over 12 points a game. He scored 3 this afternoon.
That was a good foul in there. Turned out to be a real good foul.
He misses both. Will Bradley had the opportunity on the rebound. He misses it, but on the next rebound, on the missed shot, the foul is on Williamson.
Bradley really got frustrated with himself there. He got the rebound, stuck it back up, the ball rolled off the rim, and then they call him for over the back. I think he hit the floor with his hand. He wasn't mad at the official or anything. He just got frustrated with himself.
Frustration has been a key factor in this basketball game, especially in the second half, and it's swung both ways. 59-58 right now, and Central Catholic has an opportunity to go back in front with Tim Thomas at the line. All of his scoring, all 8 points came in the first half. He's 2 of 2 from the charity strike. Stands in on 1 plus the bonus and misses. Too hard off the back of the iron. Rebound controlled by Chad Slater for Williamson. So free throw shooting in this latter stages of the game has left both teams. Gary Baker, top of the circle. Right side, Chad Slater. Slater surveying the situation, picked up by Damian Saunders. Goes on the far side to Gary Baker, to Will Bradley, back to Chad Slater. Clock moving, 3:40 left in the game. Down low, Chris Harris gets the pass. Mike Donnelly gets the foul.
Once again, there, Wheeling is toying with double teaming Barry Baker, and it really frees Harris up. He moves from side to side and up and down, went from block to block, found the open spot there. Nice pass inside, and he draws the foul again. Now, that's twice, but as you said the previous time, Fred, he's not doing a very good job on his foul shot.
Trey McDonald will check back in. Mike Donnelly will check out. He has 4 personal fouls. Chris Harris at the line. Chris Harris. He is 1 of 5 from the line this afternoon. Right-hander makes this one. Crucial free throw there.
Something I noticed also, Wheeling Central here has started to extend their defense a little bit on the ball and apply a little more man-to-man pressure. So they're opening up some holes in there for Williamson's offense.
Harris ready again. He makes them both this time. There's your senior leadership coming through. Crunch time. 3:40 left in the game. 61-58. The lead is 3. Better look out for Lance Blankenship, though. He can come out and bury that 3. Lemoyne Jackson with it. Top of the circle. Looks, gets it to Tim Thomas. There's another 3-point shooter. Lance Blankenship has it. Top of the circle. Moves over on the right side to Tim Thomas. Back to Lemoyne Jackson. Goes inside. Pass to Damian Saunders. Down inside. He tried to dump it to Trey McDonald. Good pass from Damian, but Trey just took his eye off of it. Maybe a little hard pass, but still catchable.
He should have had the ball. It was a hard pass. Nice pass. He should have caught it.
61-58, 3:19. Gary Baker, his team on top by 3. And for the Wolfpack, he works it down the floor, picked up by Tim Thomas. Baker gets it across the line, right side, Chad Slater. Slater, back it comes, top of the circle to Will Bradley. They'll work it around the left wing. Get it to Gary Baker, back to the right side, Chad Slater. Approaching the 3-minute mark of the basketball game. Back door, Will Bradley scores.
Once again, that double team on Baker, and Harris slid over on the strong side, left the weak side open. And, slipped right in there. Will Bradley on the weak side got the easy basket.
Give credit to Chad Slater for finding and cutting in. 63-58. Tim Thomas tried to dump it off to Trey McDonald. He wasn't looking. And the pass goes off the top of his head, and Williamson picks it up.
2 straight possessions now that Wheeling didn't get a shot. And here you have an obvious reaching foul by Thomas. I know Coach Kepros didn't want that.
Tim Thomas picks up his 3rd personal foul, and Gary Baker will walk to the line and shoot on 1 plus the bonus. 2:34 left to be played in the basketball game. 63-58. The lead is 5. It belongs to Williamson.
The last 2 possessions Wheeling Central had, they could have had easy shots. They just turned the ball over. One of them went out of bounds off of Trey McDonald's hands, and they turned this last one over.
Gary Baker, he missed his first free throw of the game, but since then he's hit 4 in a row. He has 12 points in the contest.
Fred getting down to the point where, a mistake here. Wheeling Central can't have any more mistakes. Got a 7-point deficit.
Gary Baker makes both free throws. 65-58. The lead is back to 7 with 2:25 left in the game. Lance Blankenship outside the 3-point arc. Lets it fly. Good. Lance Blankenship. Boy.
That's a young man who'll bring him back. You can't. You certainly can't count them down.
Well, you got to play him heads up.
Yes,
65-61, 2:10 left in the game. The lead is 4. Williamson has it. They get it to Chad Slater, right side. Top of the circle, Will Bradley back to Chad Slater. Looking to go inside to Perry Baker. Can't get it to him. Brings it to his twin brother, Gary, top of the key. Back to Chad Slater, right wing. 2 minutes left in the game. Will Bradley with it. Over on the far side, Gary Baker. Gary picked away from behind. They call on Tim Thomas, his fourth.
Tim stabbing at the ball and got Gary Baker's hand. He's not too pleased with the call, but it's an obvious foul there. That's a wrong young man to be fouling. They definitely shouldn't be putting Gary Baker on the line.
Gary Baker has made 5 straight free throws. 5 of 6. He has 13 points in the game. Stands in on 1 plus the bonus. His team on top by 4, 65-61 with a minute 55 left in the game. Gary Baker, left-handed. Left-handed makes it.
Nice soft shot. Nice rotation. Good shot.
He has now made 6 in a row. Made 3 of the 4 technicals, but the technicals really have been erased. They got back into the basketball game.
Well, they have been erased. I certainly hope the game isn't a 5-point difference.
67-61. The lead is 6 with a minute 50 left in the game. Central Catholic with the basketball. Over on the far side, Lemoyne Jackson driving in. Can't get the shot off. Gets it to Trey McDonald. Down through the lane. What do we got? Offensive foul.
Harris did a real good job that time. Stepped over in front of McDonald and drew the offensive foul. And I think that's his 4th or 5th. That's probably his 5th foul, isn't it, Fred?
That's his 4th.
It's his 4th foul. He's got 1 more foul.
Have a final score for you from Greensboro, North Carolina, the NCAA. Duke, 70. The Mountaineers, 63. They did themselves proud, though, I'll tell you that. 70-63, Duke beats West Virginia. And now we've got Tim Thomas, and that's number 5 on him.
Tim Thomas tried to draw the charge in from Gary Baker. He fell down, and then when Gary Baker went by, he stuck his foot out and tried to trip him. And, you know, it was obvious here. The official called it. And, he's disputing the call. We better sit down. We're going to have another technical.
That's right. The best thing Tim can do is get ready to leave the floor, which is he's going to do that now. Tim Thomas, 5'10 senior, fouls out of the basketball game with 1:40 left. The Wolfpack on top, 67-61. Gary Baker wanting to add to that. Eric Koneski coming to the lineup.
This is getting to the point now that you're 6 down. You make a foul like that. Gary Baker's been on the foul line. He's very probably going to make both of these. That puts you up, 69-61, and that's a lot of possessions. That's 3 possessions for sure. That's counting 3-point shots. So Wheeling Central is getting down to the point that it's going to be very difficult unless they can press and steal the ball, hit a couple of 3-pointers.
Gary Baker makes 1 of 2 free throws, 68-61. The lead is 7. And here comes Central Catholic. Lemoyne Jackson to Eric Koneski. Back it comes top of the key. Damian Saunders with a minute 29 left. Lance Blankenship's the man they want to take care of the basketball. He has it now. He lets it fly way outside, probably a little too far outside, and Perry Baker has the rebound. That was well outside the professional line.
Well, that was a frustration shot, I think, Fred. They just got frustrated.
A minute 10 left in the game. Gary Baker going to be closely guarded and now fouled by Lemoyne Jackson. Lemoyne is third.
Lemoyne kind of bodied up there a little bit. He doesn't think he fouled.
68-61, 7-point lead. Gary Baker has been busy at the free throw line. He made 8 in a row before finally missing just a couple of seconds ago. Gary now with 16 points in the contest.
I believe I'd be looking for somebody else to foul besides Gary Baker.
But Williamson very smart, keeping the basketball in the hands of Gary Baker.
Yes, they are. It'll be a good time here for a little zone pressure where you double the ball.
Left-hander makes them both. 70-61. The lead is 9. A minute 9 left in the contest. Lemoyne Jackson quickly into the front court. Down to the lane. Misses the foul. It'll go on Chris Harris. That's his 4th.
Nice move that time by Jackson. He went down the lane. I don't think he really was looking to shoot the ball. He was going to try to dump it off to McDonald, but he got caught in the situation. He had to take it out, and he drew the foul from Harris.
And Chris Harris is fouled out of the basketball game with a minute 4 left. And he did not have a typical Chris Harris afternoon. He finishes with a total of 5 points, 1 field goal. He was 3 of 7 from the line.
He did a good job on the offensive and defensive board. I don't think he scored as well as I think Coach Hatfield would like for him to. So now we get Jared Fletcher back in the game, and you know, he's played some already. So really the only thing that hurts, it does hurt him on the offensive and defensive board with Harris out of the game.
Lemoyne Jackson shooting 2, makes the first. Lemoyne has now 5 points in the game. He's 3 of 3 from the charity stripe, 70-62. A minute 4 is an awful lot of time in a basketball game.
Yes, it is, and I look for Wheeling here to have full court pressure, either a man or a zone, and do something right here. This is a key point right here in the game. They've got to do something.
Lemoyne makes the free throw, and Jeff Kepros wants to talk it over. Timeout on the floor. West Virginia basketball history. Here's another Metro News golden moment with Hoppy Kercheval.
March 22nd, 1986, the Double-A championship game between the Maroon Knights of Wheeling Central and the Wolfpack of Williamson. With just 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go, Wheeling Central held a commanding 9-point lead. But the Wolfpack, led by sophomore Anthony Struther, put together one of the greatest comebacks in state tournament history.
11 seconds to go. Here comes Struther against Palmer. 8 seconds. Struther on the right side. 5 seconds to the baseline. Turnaround jumper is good. It's good with 1 second left. Anthony Struther hits the shot from the right baseline with 1 second to play.
Down by 9 points with just over 2 minutes to go, the Williamson Wolfpack won the Class AA championship game by 1 point on Anthony Struther's game winner. It was celebration time in Mingo County. The West Virginia State Championship, memories that last a lifetime.
Boy, that is typical right there. What we were just talking about, Don Smith, down by 9 with 2 minutes to go. Central Catholic down by 7. They got a minute 4 to go.
Right. They're still in the ball game. That's why I said this is a crucial situation right here. Coach Caprosi's called a timeout. I think we're going to see maybe a little man-to-man, full-court pressure denial here. So you got to deny the inbounds pass. And
nobody on Chad Slater, the inbounder. They get it into Gary Baker. That's who Williamson wants to control the basketball. He gets around Lemoyne Jackson into the front court. Lemoyne chasing. Now they send the pass over to Chad Slater. Good play by Chad. Now we've got an intentional foul called on Damian Saunders.
Yeah.
Chad Slater was by him.
Yes, he was. That's, you know, Damian Saunders is a sophomore. That's a sophomore mistake in a state tournament. You know, I know Coach Kepros told him a timeout. If you have to foul, reach at the ball. He dived at the man there, and, you know, I believe that's the first 2-shot foul that we've seen called in the double this year.
It is. Intentional foul carries with it 2 shots and possession of basketball. Chad Slater makes the first of 2. He's not missed from the charity stripe. Chad has 4 straight free throws. And now he misses. The jinx on him. Chad Slater misses for the first time, but Williamson gets the basketball back with 55 seconds, an 8-point lead, 71-63. Williamson, 55 seconds away from making history. At Williamson High School, no team has ever won back-to-back state championships. Chad Slater gets it in to Barry Baker. Closely guarded. Barry leans in through the traffic, stripped away. Lemoyne Jackson comes out of there with it. Trey McDonald up ahead. Pass stolen by Chad Slater. Boy, what a game he's played. Outlet pass to Barry Baker. Up the floor to Jared Fletcher, and Jared goes down hard. And we've got a cutting under foul. And boy, Jared went down hard, but I think he's going to be okay.
Saunders went up and cut his feet out from under him, and he's fortunate he didn't get hurt there. That was a very, very hard foul. Knocked a man's feet out from under him there.
Oh, he went down extremely hard. He laid there grimacing in pain, but I think he saw the official's shoelaces and said, uh-oh, if I don't get up, I got to come out of the game. But he jumped up in a hurry.
Yes, he did.
With both fists raised high in the air towards the cheering section on the far end of the floor, which belongs to Williamson High School.
Well, they had a golden opportunity there. Wheeling stole the ball. Will Bradley threw it over to Trey McDonald, and Trey McDonald was trying to throw it to Lance Blankenship, and, you know, Williamson stole it.
Jared Fletcher misses the front end of the 1+1, but on the inbounds pass, stolen away by Gary Baker, scored a 2. Gary Baker, with 32 seconds left in the game, gives the lead of 10 to the Wolfpack. Damian Saunders off-balance shot, well over the rim, and the rebound belongs to Gary Baker. We got a foul. It'll be on Trey McDonald. That's number 5, and the Williamson High School Wolfpack are going to be Class AA state champ for 1989.
This is history at Williamson High School, as you said, Fred. No other team, no other coach or team has won back-to-back championships, according to Coach Hatfield. So, you know, this is a great thing. Anytime you can make history at your high school, it's great for your county, your community, and it really It helps your program from top to the bottom, from the middle school up to the high school.
Trey McDonald had 8 points in the first half. He finishes the contest fouling out with 23 seconds. He only accounted for 4 more the rest of the way. He finishes with 12 points.
What was unfortunate, the last 2 possessions Wheeling had there before the bad shot down here, Trey McDonald happened to throw the ball away 2 times there, and that really erased any hope that they had of winning the ball game.
Gary Baker at the line makes the first. He'll have the bonus. He misses this time with 22 seconds left, 74-63. The lead is 11. It belongs to the Wolfpack from Mingo County. Lance Blankenship, his three-pointer short. Mike Donnelly rebounds it and scores, and the timeout is called by Jeff Kepro of Wheeling Central. 74-65 with 13 seconds left, and I tell you can't say enough about Gary Baker.
Really, I'll tell you, he has come to play today, and he's been extremely effective handling the ball under pressure. Wheeling Central put a lot of pressure on him in the second half, had a man in his face, and really dogged him, in particular in the fourth quarter, and he's done a very good job handling the ball and exceptionally well on the foul line. He's probably shooting, I think he's 8 out of his last 9 or 10.
Gary Baker and Barry Baker both have 22 points in the basketball game with 13 seconds left. 74-65 is your score. The Wolfpack is on top by 9.
You can tell Wheeling Central hasn't given up yet. Coach Kepros he's got them going. They're ready here. They're going to line up. Man-to-man denial. Quick steal or foul. Quick steal or foul right here.
Chad Slater running the baseline, gets it into Will Bradley. Bradley is going to be fouled immediately by Damian Saunders. Damian will pick up number 4. That took 2 seconds. There's 11 left in the game. 74-65. The lead is 9. So the Baker brothers, twins. One is 6 foot, one is 6'4", but they're twins.
And both of them jump exceptionally well. Quick jumping.
And they both
above the rim.
And they both have 22 points in this basketball game for the Class AA State Championship. Will Bradley at the line to our right. Misses the front end of one plus the bonus, and Lance Blankenship has the rebound. Up the floor, they send the pass to Damian Saunders. 6 seconds. His long shot is short. Mike Donnelly with the rebound. Score the 2, and the buzzer sounds. 74-67. The Williamson High School Wolfpack of head coach Dave Hatfield have made high school history in Williamson, West Virginia. They have won back-to-back Class AA state championships. And the fans, or at least part of the fans from Williamson, West Virginia, have spilled out onto the floor. If every fan had spilled out, there wouldn't be room to accommodate them.
Well, there's one thing you can see here, Fred. I don't know. This may be the principal at Wheeling Central over here, but he's encouraging his students to come over and even congratulate Wheeling Central. They put up a good effort, and those kids certainly don't have anything to be ashamed of. I've been in both situations as a winner and as a loser, and the emotional situation right now is tremendous, especially for Wheeling Central. They have an emotional loss, and it's an extremely difficult situation at this point in time for Wheeling Central. And of course, on the other hand, you have Williamson. It's a dream come true, and I know Coach Hatfield and his squad in the community are exceptionally proud of this team.
Coach Hatfield had told us before we came on the air this afternoon that his basketball team needed somebody to push them. They needed somebody to show them that all things in life don't come real easy. I think he got that from Central Catholic. They were definitely pushed today.
Yes, they were. Central Catholic, was right in the ball game all the way. They were good matchups. I thought both teams were matched up pretty even at guard, with the exception of Gary Baker. They didn't match up well. Wheeling didn't match up well with Gary Baker. Inside, they matched up pretty well. Harrison, Donald matched up all right, and Donnelly and Barry Baker matched up all right. But, one of the things that you and I have talked about is, Chad Slater and Lance Blankenship were key players in this ball game. Lance Blankenship come off the bench and got double figures once again, and Chad Slater played an important part.
Did an outstanding job, no question about that. Jeff Jenkins has a couple of interviews standing by for us, but maybe the star of the game, Gary Baker. Here's Jeff Jenkins.
Okay, Gary. Gary, great game again. I'm sure this is the goal at the first of the season to come back here again.
Yeah, we all work hard at the beginning of the season as a goal to come back to state tournament. But once we get the ball off the boards and run and get transition going, we're in good shape.
Compare this season to last season, Gary. Easier, tougher, what?
tougher because we had a lot of, outside shooting last season, and plus Anthony took a load off everybody. But now that he's gone, Barry and myself and the rest of the team work harder to do the job and get the job done.
Now, what about this Williamson Central club? A tough club today?
Oh, they're a tough club, play good defense. They controlled the tempo at first, but we came back on, did our thing, and got the ball out and started running. We was in good shape.
Okay, Gary, enjoy it. Gary Baker, point guard, the Williamson Wolfpack state champions again, Class AA. Back to Fred.
Thank you, Jeff. Gary Baker this afternoon, 5 field goals, 12 of 14 from the free throw line. He finishes the contest with 22 points. His twin brother Barry, an equally fine afternoon. He was 4 of 4 from the line, 9 field goals, 22 points as well. So Gary and Barry lead the Williamson Wolfpack attack 74-67. The win is 7, and the Class AA championship belongs to the Williamson High School Wolfpack. We'll return to the Charles Civic Center Coliseum in a moment to recap the game after we hear this word from Alderson Broadus College.
Sports medicine is a fast-growing career path created by workout centers, expanded sports programs, and wellness activities on the job. Alderson Broadus College created a sports medicine major to fill a growing need for trained personnel to manage and run sports medicine programs. At Alderson Broadus College, students get a comprehensive program in theory of sports medicine and hands-on experience to deal with real-life situations. How can sports medicine fit with your career plans? Call the Alderson Broadus Director of Admissions today.
There's never been a better time to own a new John Deere 20 to 55 horsepower tractor. Just ask your West Virginia John Deere dealer, because right now we're rolling out some great deals on the 20 horsepower 770 right on through the 55 horsepower 2355 tractors. Pick the power you need, then go with a fully equipped model or order the tractor just the way you want it. Either way, ask your dealer about on-the-spot financing for low monthly payments on the John Deere tractor of your choice.
Hi, this is Patty Campbell from the new Beckley College.
And this is Dr. George Balsamer inviting you to join the 2,000-plus students who've made the new Beckley College #1 in Southern West Virginia.
#1 in new degrees for new jobs in the 1990s.
#1 with the new Honors College.
#1 in new scholarships and new grants, including free education if you're unemployed or underemployed. Call us toll-free at 1-800-762-1500 to enroll now.
At the new Beckley College, you're #1.
Back at the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum, the moments of the awards going on, 74-67. The final score, the cheering section award, went to Liberty High School. Scoring by quarters, Wheeling Central outscored Williamson 20-17 in the first. Williamson came back, outscored them 14-12 in the second. It was 32-31 at halftime. Williamson took over, especially in the third quarter. They outscored them 19-14. 50-46 was the score there. In the fourth and final quarter, they outscored them 24-21 to win by 7, 74-67. All-tournament team being announced: Tim Thomas, Chad Slater. We'll check that: Tim Thomas and Lance Blankenship, Gary and Barry Baker. Trey McDonald has made it. That's 5 off your 2 championship teams.
You know, an interesting point in the ball game that just occurred. Wheeling Central controlled the tempo early in the ball game, and going into the third quarter there, they kind of got out of their rhythm a little bit, and Williamson made them run up and down the floor, and that was, that's probably an underlying key in the situation there.
Well, Williamson High School Wolfpack have done something no other high school basketball team has ever done in the history of the school. That's win back-to-back state championship, and boy, they've had an awful lot of talent there.
Yes, they have. I think you're hearing a lot of booing here in the stands, and I think what the people are upset about that you have 3 young men from Wheeling Central on the all-tournament team, and you only have 2 from Williamson. So, that's what's going on. There's our young man that we like, Fred.
Gentry Klein from Bakersville. He has made the all-tournament team. John Davis from Liberty High School made it as well, and another gentleman from Tulsa made it.
Chris Dillon. Chris Dillon made it from Tulsa, yes. So, excellent all-tournament team there.
And now the runners-up will be presented their awards, and then the championship awards, and we're going to try and get head coach Dave Hatfield over to talk with us and get his thoughts on the game. He has to be pleased, Don, because he saw his team not play all that well in the quarterfinals or the semifinals. They played certainly well enough to win, and I think that was the one statement he made to us. He said, our guys have a bad habit of playing just well enough to win. He said, I want more than that out of my team.
Right. I know Coach Hatfield feels like that, they played in spurts. And I know what he wanted, and any coach does. You want intensity on the floor, a full game, and when you win as much as they have, and been in many big games in the last 2 years, especially, sometimes your kids, I think, get a little burnout sometimes, and they lose a little intensity. But I think he hit the nail on the head, like he told us right before the ball game. He said, "You're going to see a different Barry Baker today," and we did. And you know, we saw a good team effort. You know, from Bradley played well, Fletcher played well. You know, both Bakers played well. Harris did a good job on the offensive and defensive board. So, you know, really the whole team contributed, and I don't think he's disappointed at this time. Certainly you wouldn't be disappointed when you win the state championship.
And for Jeff Kepros of Central Catholic, of course, 6 or 5 of his starting 6, really, all seniors. So the only one that he has back will be Damian Saunders, a 5'8" sophomore that saw any playing time here in Charleston. So he has his work cut out for him. But I tell you, they have a good program there. And you can look for Central Catholic as many times as they've been in the state tournament to really put a formidable team on the floor next year.
Yes, Coach Kepros should be very proud. Fred, this is only his second year at Williamson Central, and any time, you know, you go to the state tournament, it's a great achievement, let alone to go your second year. And, you know, I've talked with some coaches who have never been here, and, you know, that's something every coach in any class, AAA or AAA, you know, it is the ultimate to, you know, to get to the state tournament, and, of course, the most ultimate to win it. And so I know Coach Kepros is disappointed, but he certainly should be proud of the fact in his second year of coaching, he was able to go to the finals in the state AA tournament.
And for the Wolfpack, look at them. What do they have coming back next year? Well, I'll tell you what, their first 6 guys, they are seniors as well. Duke Jewell will be back, and he played quite a bit in this state tournament, so you can look for them to build around that 6'4", 6'5" sophomore. Looks like he's got a little bit of growing to do, too.
Well, listen, I'll tell you one thing. Coaches across West Virginia sure will be tickled to death to see the Baker boys go. Seems like they've been at Williamson for years, and I know I'm saying that jokingly, but you know, Coach Hatfield is going to have to rebuild his nucleus. And you know, last year he lost Anthony Struthers, Jimmy Whitt, and I think he had 4 or 5 seniors on the team last year. 2 of them were starters, and 1 of them was 6th man. So you know, he's used to rebuilding. So, but I would say this in all respect to him, he definitely will miss the Baker boys.
Well, I can't wait till next year for Williamson to see who has the all haircut, because Will Bradley had it this year, Anthony Struther had it last year, so we'll find out who has the haircut next year for the Williamson High School Wolfpack. We've been joined by David Hatfield, head coach of the Williamson High School Wolfpack. Dave, we want to talk for a little while. Coach, first time in the history of Williamson High School you've won back-to-back state championships. You have to be awfully proud.
Yeah, it's a good honor. I'm proud of my kids and their fans, and just can't tell how happy I really am. Yeah, I'm really, really proud of them.
You told Coach Don Smith and I before we went on the air this morning that you really looked for Barry Baker to have a good afternoon of basketball. That he did. He scored 22 points along with his twin brother Kerry, both had 22. The Baker boys really contributed this afternoon.
Right, they've really been our leading, scorers, but our leading players. They mean so much to the team. Gary's ball handling, his passing. And, you know, he has scored, in the 20s a lot of times, but they mean so much to us. And these kids all play a role on this team. And sometimes it's tough to get kids to play a role, but they accept it. And they're really an unselfish bunch of kids deep down. And that means, that's been the success of our team.
Coach Hatfield, on behalf of Metro News Network here, I'd like to congratulate you once again on a state championship. We've really enjoyed watching your team, and something that I would really like to pat you on the back about. I've coached against you, and I've gotten to know you somewhat. You're an exceptionally humble coach, and I think people in Williamson are extremely proud of you and very lucky to have a young man like you. And you've been there many years. I noticed in your resume you've been there 13 years prior to becoming a head coach. You've paid your dues. You've done an excellent job. And we're very proud of you here also.
Well, Coach, as I told you once before, I appreciate that, and coming from you, because I've told you this before, I consider you one of the best coaches I've ever seen. I remember when I was in 10th grade, I told you the story about you beat our high school team, and from that day on, I'll remember that game, just about the whole game, and from that day on, I always wanted to be a coach, so I really appreciate that coming from you.
Yes, sir.
You look ahead for the Williamson Wolfpack. Duke Jewell will be back. It's a pretty good nucleus to build around.
We got some good sophomores. We got they're big kids. Duke's good kids.
On the hardware. In this first of a 3-part series, Kennie Bass takes a look at how the champs feel about winning. We start with the Double-A titleist, the Wolfpack of Williamson.
The Williamson juggernaut rolled through the Double-A bracket en route to its second straight title. After winning their first two games by comfortable margins, the Wolfpack defeated Wheeling Central for the championship. Although there is joy and excitement surrounding the title, there is also much relief. Williamson was favored to win the crown, and anything less would have been a big disappointment to both the Pack's players and fans.
Maybe we're a little spoiled. Like I say, a lot of people here expect us to do it, and myself as a coach expect us to do it, and the players expected it. So that could be maybe the reason. Maybe we're a little spoiled.
Forward Barry Baker carried much of the load throughout the regular season, but an ankle injury just before the tournament slowed him down. Baker says his teammates stepped forward to meet the challenge.
Well, I think when I hurt my ankle in that Dollar game, that Gary, he picked up a lot of slack in the state tournament. And Chad and Harrison, they played well. Everybody probably was looking for me to do all the scoring and everything, and they did pick up a lot of slack.
Chris Harris epitomizes the Wolfpack team. He's a hard worker who is determined to bring home the title to Mingo County.
It was great. There's no better way than, to finish up your high school career and win the state championship. And there's a lot of guys on the team that's won 2 in a row, and it's just a great feeling.
The Wolfpack star of the tournament was guard Gary Baker. For 3 games, he played inspired basketball. And in the championship match, he nailed 12 of 14 free throws down the stretch to ice the win.
I think, if I hit them free throws, that'll open the game up a little bit and let us play our control of the game and take our time and let's get the lead and we'll be in good shape.
The Williamson Wolfpack, West Virginia Double-A state champs. Kenny Bass, News Center 3 Sports in Williamson.
Now tomorrow we'll travel just a few miles